What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel where I talk about the NBA. So now we are just about halfway through the NBA season, and I think we're starting to get a better sense of the league and how this season is going to play out. Going into the playoffs, we see the contending teams rising, we see MVP candidates coming up through the ranks. But I think the one thing that has really impressed upon me the most coming out of this particular NBA season is just the overall collective offensive explosion that I'm witnessing. Okay. Just to give you an example of what I'm talking about, the Golden State Warriors during the 2015 and 16 season, that year that they went 73 and 9, they had an overall offensive efficiency rating of 114.5. In the following season, the 16-17 Golden State Warriors, the first team with Kevin Durant on the team, they went 16-1 in the playoffs. Many people consider them to be the best NBA team of the last 20 years. Certainly, maybe the best team since the Kobe Shaq Lakers team. That team had an offensive rating of 115.6. And this season in the NBA, there are a total of 8 teams that have a higher rating than that 16-17 Warriors team. So we are seeing an absolute crazy offensive explosion happening in the league this year. I don't know if it's due to, limited crowds. I don't know what it is. Certainly James Harden going to the Brooklyn Nets and building that super team over there is going to create a team that has offensive firepower. But there are 8 teams that have a higher rated offense so far this year than that 16-17 Warriors team. It's absolutely absurd and crazy and really entertaining to watch. And 2 of those top 8 teams actually played tonight against each other, the Pelicans and the Milwaukee Bucks. And it was a really entertaining game, high scoring as we would have predicted, pretty close throughout. Milwaukee pulled it out in the end. And I've talked about the Bucks a lot on this channel lately, it feels like, and Giannis and how, I just wish that their offensive system was tailored more towards highlighting, Giannis and Chris Middleton. But I don't want to talk about the Bucks so much in this video. I want to talk about the Pelicans, and the player that I want to specifically key in on is Lonzo Ball. Now, entering this year in the beginning of the season, I think a lot of people left Lonzo for dead. He was not really shooting the ball very well, despite the fact that he finished the previous season shooting 37.5% from 3. He had a really slow start to the season, and I think a lot of people were like, bad shooting Lonzo is back. He's never going to become a reliable offensive threat, and a lot of the NBA world left him for dead. But he has really started to pour it on, especially this past month. He's upped his numbers for the season overall, all the way up to really nice shooting splits. This is a guy that has career shooting splits of 39.6% field goal percentage, 35% from 3, and 53% from the free throw line. This season, however, he has really respectable shooting splits. He's shooting 42.9% from the field, 39.2% from 3, and 75.7% from the free throw line. And in this past month of February alone, he is shooting 47% from the three-point line. Tonight, he had a really nice game, 20 points, 6 of 10 from the three-point line with 8 assists and 1 turnover. And I think the shooting, progression of Lonzo is really positioning him to become a really good player in this league. He always had the defensive instincts. He always had the physical tools, the athleticism. So the only thing that, needed to be added to his game to complement those things and his, uncanny ability to pass the ball was his shooting touch. And, I think a lot of people are looking at his shooting form now, and it looks a hell of a lot better, right? I mean, he's shooting the ball from the right side of his body. As a right-handed shooter, you got to have the ball more on the right instead of the left, which was his shooting form coming into the league, and that really led to a lot of inconsistencies. But now that he has the ball on the right side of his body, it's creating a more consistent shot. Another thing that I think a lot of people aren't really talking about with Lonzo's improved shooting is just the stability that he has with his feet. One of the things that I always noticed with Lonzo when he was on the Lakers early on in his NBA career was he didn't really have good footwork when it came to shooting the ball. His feet positioning were all over the place. He looked off balance a lot of times, but now it seems like he has, both of his feet firmly planted on the ground. He looks very stable when he's taking his jump shot. Combine that with the improved shooting form up top, and that's creating a much more consistent jumper than he's had at any point in his career. And so I asked the question, can we call Lonzo Ball a shooter now? I mean, this past season, he had 37.5% three-point field goal percentage, and now he's shooting at around 39% from the three, coming off a scorching hot month of February where he's, at 47% from the three-point line. So is it safe to say that Lonzo Ball has figured out the outside jumper? And I think it might be time to really, shed that perception that he can't shoot, because the numbers don't lie and he is putting up much better numbers. So now that Lonzo is becoming a much improved shooter, I think the question still remains, can he live up to that number 2 pick billing? Can he become a star player in this league like many thought he would be coming into the NBA? And I think the last piece to the puzzle for Lonzo Ball to really add to his game is the ability to finish at the rim in traffic. Now, if you watch him play, he still defers to passing the ball a lot more than, attempting to finish at the rim when he's driving the ball. In fact, it's, to me, in my opinion, a very uneven ratio of kickouts to shot attempts when he's penetrating. It's almost to the point where we can fully expect him to try to find a teammate when he's, driving into the lane, as opposed to trying to attempt a finish at the rim over an opposing player. So I feel like the last piece to the puzzle for Lonzo to add to his game to really show some true star promise is the ability to finish at the rim. And, he's come this far with this shot. As a rookie with the Lakers, his shot looked pretty, sketchy to say the least. There were a long string of games where he would airball 3-pointers and, have nights where he was 2 for 9 from the 3-point line or 0 for 6 from the 3-point line. And so from those days till today, he has come a hell of a long way. That's a testament to his work ethic and his desire to be great. So in terms of an ability to finish at the rim, I'm sure that he has the desire and the work ethic to do it. It's just a matter of, is he going to get to that point or not? So let me know what you think of Lonzo Ball. Do you think that he can be a star player in this league still? Have you completely jumped off the Lonzo Ball ship? After years and years of him not living up to his draft expectation. I talked about a player recently that has become somewhat of a late bloomer in Julius Randle, another former ex-Laker, that he became an all-star this year, right? And it took him 7 years of figuring out his own game, combined with getting the right opportunity to really, blossom into this all-star player that he is now. So with Lonzo Ball, could we be seeing a similar case of him just needing more time than some of the other lottery picks in his draft class to really become that star player that we think that he should be? So let me know what you think of Lonzo Ball. He's a big part of why the Pelicans offense is on this torrid pace with 7 other teams in the league, having higher offensive ratings than that 16-17 Warriors team. So that's all I want to say about the Pelicans and Lonzo Ball. Let me know your thoughts. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NBA talk. Thank you for watching as always, and take care, and I will see you in the next one.